Good morning, everyone. By the way, that's literally how I wake up my kids every single morning, and they hate it. When I wake up and they're like, ah, and I'm like, good morning, everyone. It is still morning-ish, right? Yes. We are here live in Central Park. This is not like a green screen. We are in the real deal Central Park. I am here with Allana, and I am so excited to start. This is the first of its kind here at Twiniversity. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, because when we work with our partners, we feel like if we do the same thing all the time, it's boring for you guys watching us, right? But then for me, I also like to come up with creative stuff. And so today it's so exciting. So we are having our first official hashtag Diono Day. Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
Trying not to turn my face away from the mic. That's one thing that if you're like, why am I not looking at Allana? I'm here with Allana. We're going to spend the day together. We're going to start here in Central Park. We're going to walk through the city a little bit. We're going to head over to Albie Baby a little bit later today. And there's so much to talk about. I feel bad not facing you.
No, that's all right.
So before we even get started, we need some thumbs up, some hearts. We want to know could you hear us okay? We don't want to know if we look okay or not. We're just going to assume that we look okay.
We did hair and makeup.
Please. I have so much everything on me because I'm just a wreck. And also the hairspray. I did a live feed before I left, and feel my hair, please. It's like bacala, which is
pretty nice.
It's like salted codfish is what it is, because it was so humid today, and we're going to get a big rainstorm later.
I have no hairspray.
Let me feel. No hairspray. See, that's nice. I have bangs envy with Allana, and so every time I would see her, I always want to get bangs, and
I didn't know my bangs were that infamous.
They're fantastic.
Thank you.
They really are.
I'm a very good hairdresser. I have good hair. Like my hair, I can control my hair.
I think that's important.
You know, the weight, the hips, that's a little harder. But
that's
the hair,
right.
I'm good.
So when they cryopreserve us, we could just get a new body.
That's right.
But then we'll always have good hair. So as this day goes on, we're really going to be talking about all of the Diono products, and there is a lot, and we're going to go through a lot. Now I'm going to tell you truthfully, this is new for me, this is new for you. They're a new partner of ours. We're super excited. So we're going to start from the ground up. If you've never heard about them, if you're like, why do I care, Nat? Why are they even hanging out with you in New York City? As the day goes on, you'll realize why they really are a Twiniversity staple and a Twiniversity must-have. You'll learn a lot about that later. But for now, since we're spending so much time together, and we don't really know each other that well, I know where she lives. I know your son's name is Max, right?
And I have a second son.
You have what's that child's name?
Andrew.
Andrew and Max. Who's older?
Andrew is older. He's 22, and Max is 14.
What happened there? You had like a minute, and you were like, "We're good," and then.
So I had Andrew, and he didn't sleep for 5 years, and my body hurt like heck, and I thought I had cancer all over my body, and I was tired all the time and achy, and it turned out to be lack of sleep and fibromyalgia, and I was just like, I'm in no condition to mother another baby. So we waited, and then my husband was almost turning 50. He's like, I said we should have another baby. He's like, are you out of your mind? So I stayed home for a little bit, got pregnant, and we had and he's amazing. I'm so glad we did it. Even 8 years later, it's a little tough, like deciding on what movies to see and what vacations to go to. But I mean, he's such a special
Were
kid.
you worried that a pregnancy would trigger that all over again?
Oh yeah, because I still had a lot of the symptoms.
Yeah.
We were just, financially we were in a better place, and I can hire help, and I just felt like I had a little bit of my life back. And of course Andrew was 8, and a little bit more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that you go through as a parent, and so
that's not bad. 8 years, like if you think about it that way, I think that we have a lot of families that have twins, and then for some reason once they turn 5, it's like there's a surprise baby going on.
Speaking of, yeah. So
no,
we're not pregnant.
Thank God. Let's just get that idea.
we're gone way past
we're
that.
all right.
So just found out my nephew and his wife not only had a surprise pregnancy with baby number 4, but there's baby number 5.
Oh my gosh.
So I
You're
mean, I guess
the only one excited is Allana.
No.
Everybody else is like, oh,
No, like,
that's a lot of rooms in the car.
I was excited, and then I was fearful because she always delivers early. She had scoliosis growing up, so she has a lot of rods in her back, and so there's always that dance. But she's in very good hands. She actually works for her OBGYN, so they were taking very good care of her, and they haven't announced it yet publicly to their family and friends, but I was given permission to say it here, so we're super excited.
It's a circle of trust.
It is. It's a circle of trust.
That's what we have. We're trustworthy individuals. That's really exciting. And now it's funny because like Allana loves us, but now she'll really see like the worth of Twiniversity, because I sometimes think that our partners are like, oh, well, you have a great audience. I'm like, yes, we do, but we have an audience for a reason. We give you guys content every single day, 7 days a week without fail. We try to keep you guys laughing. We try to keep you engaged, although I feel like that's a dumb word, like engaged. We're trying to keep you engaged. We just want to make you smile, and if you come back, we get really excited.
Well, and I've already connected her with you, and ironically, there were 4 other patients that same week that tested for twins.
It was in the water.
Something's in the water. So,
that's not.
Anyway,
that's not
my grandmother was a twin, so I mean, the doctor doesn't say how it all happens, but it just I thought Max was going to be a twin, so I was kind of secretly hoping for that, but we just got good old Max. But that's okay.
Good old Max is good. I always say one is the way to do it.
Yes.
If you have a choice, one at a time is always an ideal situation. Now, when your grandmother was born, odds are that her mother had no idea it was twins.
She had no idea, and unfortunately, they didn't even know. So the baby died. The twin died. Yeah, so she was never born. And my grandmother, she was born right here in New York, and she tells the story that she was so small and so premature that they actually rubbed her with olive oil and kept her in a warm oven, like in the kitchen, in a warm oven. Now, granted, my grandmother would have been 100 this year, so that was a long time ago. But it's like frightening to think what has evolved over the years.
It's not even. It's actually unbelievable, because the things that doctors would have done, like you had to be like the MacGyver of doctors, right? You had to just like jimmy up whatever it was. How absolutely incredible. Yeah, prematurity a million years ago, definitely not the same as having babies now with all of our technology. But technology really only advanced because of your grandmother in the oven.
Exactly.
So there you go. That's how it goes. So now let's get to like the meat and potatoes. And I know that, Diono is really known for their 3 across, right? This is the big reason of why we need, not want, but when you have twins plus 1, or even, whichever way the twins came first or last, it's really, really, really a struggle. So to me, that's what you've really been known for.
Right.
But you do have an array of different products. But how did you get to this family?
Oh, well, it's not a real long story. So I became, I was a neurotic, nervous mother about that 22-year-old when he was 4. Taking his first field trip in preschool on a bus, and the bus had lap belts. And for some reason, I didn't know anything at the time, but for some reason to me, like a 34-pound kid in a lap belt only just didn't seem safe. So I asked the principal at the school, I said, who's going to put his car seat on the bus? And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, well, he rides, in my car in his 5-point harness, and he actually rides on an airplane in a 5-point harness, so I'm certainly going to make sure he's that way on the school bus.
Yes.
And so, he had never heard of this before. And so this was back in 2000. He goes, let me check with the attorneys and the school board transportation, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Laura's back there rolling her eyes. And he comes back to me and says, we don't legally have to do it. So then I kind of blew a gasket. My husband looked at me like I had 4 eyes, like, what is your problem?
Like, just let him go on.
Yeah.
Like, your husband's just like, why are we fighting this battle?
Right, exactly. So, so I'm on this, you're not even Googling at the time, because this is before Google, right? And so I'm researching, trying to, and it says on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration page that children under 40 pounds should be in a 5-point harness on a certain size school bus. So now I'm like really perplexed, and I kept hearing on the radio our local children's hospital had a car seat check. So I called them and I said, hey, this is my situation. What do you think? Oh, he should definitely be. And, we went through these whole conversations, and they put me in touch with a child passenger safety instructor that was a mechanical engineer by degree.
Wow.
And he worked with me to determine, was he going to be safer in his car seat on this particular school bus? Well, he dragged his feet, so I kept him home from 2 field trips. of course, feeling like, oh my gosh, what if the bus really does crash?
Oh my
And
gosh.
my child, like that's how.
Oh no, that's guilt. It's like that survivor's guilt.
That's horrible. So anyway, through all of this was about a 2-month process. The ladies at Children's Hospital said, why don't you come get certified? I'm like, well, what does that mean? I'm already certifiable, right? So, I'm this crazy mother. And so I go into this classroom. It's at a fire station. There's 100 car seats lining the classroom with firefighters, EMTs, nurses, and then there's me, mama on a mission.
Jeez.
And it really opened up my eyes to this whole world about car seat safety and how most of us are doing it wrong. In my neck of the woods, other necks of the woods, it doesn't matter your education level, it doesn't matter your income level. Nobody was buckling up their kids correctly, and too many children were dying, and hundreds of thousands were being injured. And I was like, this is stupid. We can prevent all this. So I became a nationally certified child passenger safety technician, and then I became an instructor. And then funding went away from the Safe Kids program in Alabama. So then, what's there to do when you're pregnant with your second child? You start a nonprofit organization.
Makes
and
sense.
you try to raise money to talk about car seat safety. And again, people looked at me like I had 4 eyes. It was easier to raise money for cancer, because people can get that. But there was like, what do you mean we need to educate people on car
we
seat
need to
safety?
put car seats on school buses.
Right.
Nobody's ever done that. Yeah.
Anyway, so that survived for about 6 years, I guess, and our mortgage company was primarily funding it. We all know what happened to the mortgage business in 2008, so I kind of went.
There you go, nonprofit.
Yeah, so there went the nonprofit. I mean, I had people like State Farm and Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Honda Manufacturing supporting different programs, which was great, and I would service most of the underserved communities because the major city was handled in Alabama. And then, lo and behold, I helped my husband start another company. I had the nonprofit email in the background. Lo and behold, this position opened up for a safety advocate for Diono. And I said, I think I missed the boat on this because it was a month old.
Okay.
And so, I'm tenacious. So I called the president of the company and said, hey, is this still available? And he put me in touch with the gentleman that was hiring. And, he hired me within 2 days of our interview, and the rest is history. And so it's really become more than I ever have imagined. The company's really taken the advocacy role very seriously. The new CEO, Tim Mall, has really given me a lot of great responsibility and avenues into product development and design. Everybody pretty much in the company will consult with me, ask questions, check with me on things, and we just all work together as a team. So it's really become just really kind of pinch me moment every time I think about where I've been.
How many people at Diono are car seat safety techs?
So,
like if we're looking at the company in general, like is it something that's required by a car seat company that they're like, go take this course?
So it's not required by everybody in the company. Obviously, we want the customer service team to be technicians. If they're not, they don't get certified right when they come on board. They're there for a couple months, and of course, it takes me a while to get back into town. I don't work at the corporate office because the nature of my job takes me all over the place. But the customer service team gets certified. Obviously, the managers of customer service get certified. We've had warehouse managers get certified. Everybody's welcome to get certified, and most of the company does get certified. They might not keep their certification, but at least they've gone through the class, or they've moved on. So. But customer service does get certified, and that's what everybody needs to know. But even if you're calling a car seat manufacturer, just know the customer service staff is trained on the company's product. So while they might not be a technician, they're still giving you the right information, because their advocate, like myself, is I actually give them responses to questions if they can't answer it on their own. So they're not making things up, in other words.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
We don't make things up.
But I love the fact that you went and got the certification. So now our Julie is certified.
Yes.
So she went, and so everybody at Twiniversity, Laura's going to be next. We're going to find out what she wants to do. But our Rashina's going to become a lactation consultant now. I don't know if you know that. Laura's here, by the way. She's holding the camera. And then I took a Lamaze program, which that's a whole story for another day. And then Julie did the car seat, but each of us, we have like our own little specialty. So when we're writing an article, we could do our own fact checking instead of saying, let's send this to this person or whatever. We do a lot of stuff in-house. So I love that the company is like, you know what, even if this isn't critical to your position, I love that they do that.
Oh yeah, we've had
I think
everything
that
from
I feel
accounting
like
to
everybody should do that.
marketing to warehouse to obviously product design and development.
Yeah.
Our
But not everybody does. You know that that's not a very common thing.
right. Now, I mean, the thing is, everyone kind of gets entrenched in their position, and then
Yeah.
they have to take. We do it in 2.5 days because that's actually how the curriculum's laid out. But a lot of instructors teach it in 3 or 4 or 5 days, and
Yeah.
companies just can't take that much time off.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a lot.
we are moving at a booming pace right now. So,
Unbelievable.
so it's kind
And
of hard.
so the course itself, it's a 5-day course, right?
No, it should be 2.5 days.
2.5
3
days.
altogether with the event at the end.
Yes. Okay. I was not sure.
It
So it's
used to be
3.5.
about 5.
I feel like it was long.
Yeah,
By the
it
way,
was
is this
long.
not a sweet little dog?
So cute.
This really is.
We talk about
love...
buckling up dogs.
What? Well, they are projectiles,
They
right?
are.
So
Well,
I
you don't
think
want 'em
about
hurt
that
either.
every time my dog is in the car. I'm like, we're so concerned with the kids, and this 100-pound projectile
Yeah,
is what I
that's-
call her.
Yep.
Is just running rampant, and now we have the pig, so we have a guinea pig.
Oh,
We
I
just
thought
lost.
you said it. I thought
We
like
have,
a pig.
we don't have a real pig. We have a guinea-sized pig, and we have that. And she also would be a projectile.
Yeah.
Because my daughter likes when the bag, she has this little travel bag, and so she leaves the bag open, and so the guinea pig would be like, "Hey, what's happening?" And then like the dog licks her a little bit, and then they go back, and she nuzzles back to sleep. But I'm like, God forbid something happen. There's going to be a flying pig,
Right.
a flying dog,
Yeah.
and then also being with Twiniversity and seeing stuff through tech's eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, my gum.
Yeah.
These, I have all these little packets of the tub of towel cleaners thing because that's truly what I'm obsessed with. So I have those, but those wouldn't hurt us. But like a water bottle,
Everything.
hot coffee.
Oh yeah.
What am I not supposed to have anything in my
I know.
car?
Well, I don't want everyone to freak out. We do, everyone lives their life, right? I mean, we just can't change every behavior, but the most important thing is buckling up and getting the kids buckled up properly. Most of our injuries we see are actually our bodies hitting something
Yes.
in the car, but there are those freaky little situations where your 5-pound weight your purse is going to hit you in the head, or a person unrestrained is going to hit you in the head. So
That's
pretty
always
tough.
a big one. So, going back to the school bus, what was the verdict?
So the verdict was...
I have to know the end of the story.
Suspense. The verdict was, in his particular seat on that particular bus, it would have raised him a little bit too high in front of the seat in front of him. So if his seat had come forward because there wasn't a top tether attachment, his neck could have come down on the seat in front of him, and so it would have been a problem with some, spinal cord injury, neck injury. So
Whew.
you just never know. Now, I did go on the bus one time.
And what happened?
Well, the kids don't even sit in the seatbelts correctly. So that's problem number one. They're up on their knees, the belt's up around their soft abdomen. So I dare say it's almost better for them to be without seatbelts. But if they put them in their car seat, you have to have enough people on board, because then we're going to have that moment where the bus catches on fire. Now you got to be able to get all these kids out of a 5-point harness. So it's a catch-22 situation. Like, there's no perfect answer for it.
That's really, really a good point. I wouldn't have even thought about car seats on a school bus. I think because I have that old school mentality that I'm just like, this is what happens, and the seat in front of you is padded. So
Right.
when you bash your face against it, when the driver stops short,
Supposed to be okay.
we're fine.
Yes.
I'm pretty
Compartmentalization.
sure. Is that what it is? You keep me contained in my little pod
Yes.
of the school bus. But yeah, it's funny because, and also the whole rule about not needing the car seat. And also, it's not just buses. Like, you're not required to have a car seat in taxis.
Right.
Which drives me crazy as a New Yorker and taking taxis a lot of places. I can't comprehend how it is not safe for my child to be in the back of my personal car with their mother as their driver.
Right.
But yet there's this person who has their license for 3 days in this country for a week. That's okay.
Laws of physics don't change just because you're in a taxi, on vacation, on an airplane. Laws of physics don't change. They're the same everywhere.
It makes me super nuts. So today we're talking about car seat safety. We're talking about products. We'll talk about any products you want under the sun, how to practically use them. Later today, we're actually going to install some car seats. Now, Julie told me, and what's the stat on how many people install incorrectly?
So nationally, it's like 4 out of 5 are not installed correctly.
Could you believe that?
Sometimes it changes to 3 out of 5. In my neck of the woods, when I was, doing car seats on a regular basis, it was about 95% were unknowingly installed wrong. So even when I was going through the course, when the instructor said, hey, how many of you, installed your car seat correctly, I, proudly raised my hand. And then we got through like chapter 3, and it was like, oh, wait a minute, I did it right in one vehicle, but I didn't do it correctly in another vehicle. So the seatbelt systems were different.
And the cars are different, and the space is different, and the pitch of the seat is different. I'm going to tell you now, and this is not a proud moment. I have a lot of not proud moments with you guys. I never installed a car seat correctly. I will tell you, from my infant car seat to the convertible car seat, I literally was just winging it. And you know why I was winging it? Here's like the super crappy thing. My theory was, as a New Yorker, how important are these really if I don't need them in a taxi?
Wow.
Do you see
That's
how nuts
profound.
that is?
Yeah, that's profound.
Because I'm like, listen, I'm just going to do it, right? Because I don't want to get a ticket. Not that I didn't care about the kids' safety. I did read the books. I did install it. But we had, at the time, my dad's got a super old school Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
And the latch system was buried so deep that I would need like a shovel to even find it. And when the twins were born, it was a brand new car. So like this was hilarious. So it was a 2005. The twins were born in 2004. And so we did it, and my dad wasn't, I'm not going to say he wasn't thrilled to take the kids home from the hospital, but we didn't have a car. And I did not want their first experience home to be in the back of a taxi. But the best thing is that the infant car seats were actually pretty easy to install.
They're easy.
So without the base, it wasn't bad. I was able to do that. But when we went to the convertible car seat, I remember I literally installed it in the parking lot of the store in like a jam because I waited so long to get the convertible car seat that Johnny literally couldn't fit. Like his legs didn't fit. And now here's the other crappy thing, because I like to have a confessional time. I made my daughter transition to a convertible car seat, although she probably wasn't always ready.
Oh, well.
But he was so much bigger than her.
Well,
he was
okay.
massive in comparison to her.
Did you go forward facing too, or did you keep it
No,
rear facing?
no, I did good.
Okay.
I did rear facing. I did rear facing, so that I did, and I did follow the instructions-ish, but I remember I didn't use the tether.
Right.
And I know, but listen, I live and learn. Twiniversity was, partially created so that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did and make the same mistakes as the rest of the team.
And if they do make a mistake, they could feel less guilty because
exactly.
they're in a good club.
But like I say, I always say, like if I got my next tattoo, it would say, it's only too late if you don't start now.
Right. Well, that's
because you have to realize that you may not be doing it right, and you're not going to be like burned at the stake, but you do need to fix it. And if you can't fix it today, ideally that's when it should be fixed.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit later today. We're going to go for a walk. I definitely want to get a cup of coffee.
We can do coffee.
We should have gotten that before. I didn't think, but that little scratchiness. Laura's definitely having coffee.
Laura's getting thumbs up back there.
About that. Thank you. English is my 9th language. After Big Latin and baby talk and dog talk. My dog understands
think about
everything.
all those languages I know.
Yeah, I know a lot.
I know a lot of them too.
I know a lot. I know gibberish.
We have a Boykin Spaniel that rules my husband's life. He's codependent.
Oh.
They're both codependent on each other, yes.
What's his name?
Blaze.
Blaze.
So named after the UAB Blazers, because we live in Birmingham, Alabama, and we used to go to all the basketball games, and so it's like Raj, Skippy, Duke, Blazer, Pinkerton is his name. Something like that. So we do Blaze for short. Yeah.
That's a very regal name. Our dog's name is Elizabeth, but we call her Betty because Elizabeth's not a very dog name.
No.
But her name is like Elizabeth Von Rugglesworth Diaz. And we got her right after the dog show, because there's the like Westminster dog show that always comes on. Is it at Thanksgiving or is it Christmas Day? It's like
Thanksgiving.
So after
the Macy's parade.
Yeah, so we went to meet her the day after Thanksgiving. So we saw this dog online and we're like, we got to go check her out. And she's at this shelter, and she did have giant feet, and we should have known then. But when we went to see her, we just fell in love. So it was literally the day after the dog show. So my kids were like, she needs a name like that. And I'm like, no. Like, let's just name her something. So he's like, we should name her Elizabeth.
I have 2 shout outs I need to give.
Who?
So one to my dad,
Hi, Dad.
Terry. It's his 80th birthday today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I want to wish you a happy belated birthday. I didn't
Thank
know.
you.
I would have brought you a cake.
Thank you. No, but I did. They did bring me birthday celebration time in the middle of Twiniversity class last night.
Nice.
Which I think my husband did it just to embarrass me. Now, Twiniversity class is over 2 nights. So the first night you get to know me, and I'm definitely very familiar with my students. But then the second day is when like I really get like into the meat of things. So I don't. I'm a little bit more personable. But he brought it in the first class, which I hate because now these people don't know me and they're thinking like, look at these people coming in to sing happy birthday. But what he did is I don't eat carbs.
Right?
Because I'm psycho.
No, you're good. We're
just
together on this.
Okay, I feel always weird about this, but my husband went and brought me little like ketogenic treats.
Very good.
So it's like some people, when your husband or your partner brings you like flowers or goes on a vacation, like that's like your main thing. This to me, for some reason, was such like, it was like a giant thing to me.
Yeah.
That he went out because he had to work all day too, and they're not easy to find what he found. But I just loved it so much.
I could teach you how to make a cake with almond flour.
I've
gone grain-free, sugar-free.
Good for you.
Organic, everything. I've lost 50 pounds over the past year.
We're doing it.
So we're doing this.
I'm doing 25.
Take
so
care
far.
of so for all your young families out there, start now. Don't wait. I mean, you're much younger than I am, but
Thank you.
you are.
I'm only 22.
Yeah. Well, I'm only
See?
I'm like
31.
31 or something, but. I hit the big half a century mark this year, so yeah.
You're doing good then.
Thank you. But it's really important. So with going through parenthood, we don't take care of ourselves because we're busy taking care of everybody else.
Absolutely.
And I just kind of hit a brick wall and came across the Plant Paradox book by Dr. Stephen Gundry, and it was just like, this is me, and it just all clicked. And then my husband was on board, which made it so much easier.
Yeah. No, my husband's not.
Nah.
It's tough.
Well,
I don't even care anymore. I cared in the beginning. Now I don't care.
Yeah, you just do your
Although
own
my
thing.
son's doing it now.
Right.
So I called their pediatrician and I'm like, hey, my son wants to do this. He doesn't want, he's definitely on the fluffier side, and he's going to go into high school next year, and he's like, I want to be less fluffy. I'm like, we could totally be less fluffy. You do have to move every once in a while.
Right. I
think that's a big problem with kids today, is that there's not as much physical activity. So I was like, okay, we can't control the physical activity as much because of school and schoolwork and everything, but you can control what you're putting in your mouth. So I spoke to the pediatrician, love my pediatrician at Premier Pediatrics, and she's like, did you know that the ketogenic diet was started for kids? And I was like, what?
How about that?
So it was like, so basically I'm doing something that's been okay for the kids the whole time. He lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
So my max is...
I was like, what?
Yeah, my max is not fluffy at all, but guess what? He just broke his 3rd or 4th bone, so I had his blood work done, and he is off the charts below vitamin D levels. Like, we have to supplement his vitamin D. It was really scary. Or like low levels at 30, he's at 14.
Wow.
So, you have to be careful. You got to get your kids at least outside, into the vitamin D. And, I mean, I thought he was eating good. He likes salmon. He likes broccoli, but he doesn't get it when I'm out of town, I mean, my husband's pretty good, but he's not as tough as I am.
My kids live on Chinese food and pizza for the entire time that I'll be gone. We'll be gone next week.
Yeah, we'll be in Vegas together.
When do you leave?
I get in Tuesday. I'm only working 2 days. And then my husband's meeting me there on Thursday. So we're going to have a 4-day weekend together in Vegas, baby.
Ooh, that's going to get crazy.
No, it's not.
All right, well,
we're going to be asleep by 9 o'clock.
That's what she just tells people. What happened? What do we have? Tell Julie to tell us. What's our first? We have a giveaway, guys.
Yes.
So we're doing our giveaway first time. So Laura is keeping us on track today because I will definitely not be on schedule, which is my biggest
Well, I'm not
problem.
very helpful with that either.
But you get caught up, and I want to talk about the dog and my keto things, and then I forget that we have to give you guys prizes. Not because I don't want to, because I love giving you prizes. Do you know what we're giving away?
I know what we're giving away.
We can give away. You do?
Well, from Diono's perspective, we're giving away 2 car seats to a lucky winner.
Yeah, but we're going to give away the car seats later so that if people aren't watching this, we don't want to I don't want anybody to feel bad. No, we're going to be giving away 2 car seats later. Jules going to put a link up that's going to tell you how to win the 2 car seats, but you guys were really, I said this earlier, like they're so generous with us. It's unbelievable. And they're generous with you because we're not using the car seats, but I love, and this is why they are our partner and not our sponsor. If you see other web pages have sponsors, we don't have any sponsors. Either you're in with us, you believe in us, you're in with our families. It's really exciting. But right now, we're giving away a gift card.
Oh, cool.
So if you would like to win a gift card, what gift card are we giving away? Do we know? Laura is useless, Julie. Absolutely useless. Text her and tell us. I get to choose?
Yeah.
Let's do a $20 Amazon gift card. How about that? So we're going to give away a $20 Amazon gift card right now, and you just have to say hashtag Diono Day. Okay, so you see it in the little subject of at the top where I wrote in our little who's-he-call-its. Just use that hashtag, throw it in there. If you want to win the $25, or let's do 25, why not? So $25
Now
gift
who's
card
being
to
generous?
Amazon. I love it.
I
I
know.
really do.
Best part of my job is giving
We
away
have
everything.
a budget for just giveaways. Like in ours, like when I write up a Twiniversity
Right.
budget, we have a line item for me to just give things away because it makes me so happy. Because like I'm not saying that we could give away a $10,000 gift card to your local baby store, blah, blah, blah. That's never going to happen. But if we could do little things like this, I know it's going to brighten up your day. There's accessories that we're going to talk about that you could get. There are, even if you just need to buy some ketogenic bars and almond flour, we don't judge.
That's
we
where
don't
I get
care.
my almond flour from.
Me too. I like the blue diamond. Do you have a preference?
I use, oh, what is it called? It's in a brown bag. I don't even know the name of it.
That's the one I've been into. What happened? Red Mill? Yeah,
No,
that's
it's not
another
Red
one.
Mill.
That's too small, that package of the Red Mill. I'd have to
big
buy
one. It's
so
like in
many.
a it's in a plain Jane. It's from
We're
California.
gonna get back to you.
I don't know.
Mine,
Sorry.
the first one I bought was at Costco. And that's where I was like, I'm hooked on this. Now I buy it on Amazon.
And I buy
because
Blanche.
It's cheaper. You buy the Blanche.
Yeah, because the plant paradox is based on lectin proteins being poisonous, and the
Okay.
lectin, the shell around
Yes.
an almond,
I
the
don't even know.
brown, casing around it, it's got that lectin protein. So I'm trying to go lectin free.
I'm really impressed with that. I have no idea if mine
Well, I'm
is
going to
Blanche.
teach you. Well, you would know.
I
There's-
love it.
Yeah.
I love a good veg though. Like I
Yeah.
was having like there's so many carbs in veg and I want to I love like it's so nuts and it doesn't make any sense that I am as overweight as I am when truthfully my favorite food is salad. I'm so boring.
So that's why you have to read the plant paradox. It's going to be a whole new world for
But
her.
is it good?
It-
Like
it's
am I going to be
fan-
sad?
No, you're going to be ecstatic because now you're
Concerned.
going to realize why some healthy salad foods are
Okay.
causing us to keep the weight on.
Oh,
Oh,
I love
won
salad.
the 25
Ashley, congratulations! Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. So we're gonna go to our next stop, and our next stop, we're on time-ish. No, they'll be okay. They'll forgive us. So we're heading over to Albie Baby right now. If you are in New York City and you want to be like super Twiniversity fan, feel free to come over and join
Yeah.
us. We never mind. Will we see you? I doubt it. I mean, but take the kids. I'll watch them for a little bit. I don't mind. We're heading over there. I can't stop playing with this bracelet. This is why I don't wear bracelets, because I literally just play with
Be the
bracelets.
good,
on.
but it's a great
Be
bracelet.
the good.
Yeah.
I love these little bracelets.
Very cute.
But now it's never going back on.
Let me help
Do
you.
me the honors, because I'll take it
There you
off,
go.
but I can't get it back on. So those are my little bracelet of the day. So we'll see you in a little bit. If you have any questions, send us a direct message on the Facebook page. So you could write them here, but I'm sure we have quite a few comments, just a wild hunch. But write them here, and then we will be answering all of your questions by the end of the day. So whatever you have. And if for some reason we don't, because I want to just give myself a disclaimer, because we never know how the day's going to go, I promise you we will get back to you, whether it's in a direct message or whatever. So send us a direct message with any particular questions. If you have questions on when do I move to a convertible car seat, what do I look for, we will be getting to all of those, but do not hesitate to send them, because we want to make sure we will write them down on actual paper like real people do, and we'll call out your questions. We have giveaways throughout the whole day, so stay tuned. We'll see you in about, 30 minutes or so. We're going to go get our coffee, but if you need us,
Definitely.
you know where to find us. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye, guys.